Welcome to the video. Nick here from Noob to Pro, and I hope you are doing great today. We've been talking all about the different creatures of Ark, giving you tips and tricks of how to tame them, what to do with them, and have they got any special abilities. Today is all about the Direwolf, so let's go find one. We're looking at the Direwolf spawn map for the island, and as you can see, they are common to the west and very common to the east of the snowy biome. Quick look at where we are then. We've got redwood forest to our south, we've got the volcano to our west, and the snow biome just to the north there. We're on the frozen peak here. I actually call it Middle Mountain because I'm really original, but never mind. And we've got the trap here. It's 2x2 stone foundations with stone doorways going all the way around, only one high, that's all you need for the wolf. And I've got a dead creature in the middle there. If you find a wolf and it's in the middle of a battle, it's already going to be injured. Now, you can actually kill them if you are using trank arrows to knock them out. Obviously, if it's already injured, that chance of killing it is much higher. So when we put the wolf in the trap, we make it try to bite the Argent once. It will actually hit the corpse and it will regen its health, so you've got a much less chance of killing it there. Now, a couple of things to be wary of in the snowy biome. You've got the Uranus, and if you get caught by one of their rows, your bird is going to start flying in any direction scared. So just make sure that you've got a reasonable amount of stamina, so you don't run out of stamina whilst it's doing that. And obviously the temperature. If you're not wearing fur armor, you are going to be freezing and your health will be dropping considerably, and you're only going to spend a minute or two in here before you need to go back out and regen your own health. So I'll find a wolf and get back to you. It's extremely rare to find a wolf on its own. They're always in packs, so when you do find them, try and find the pack leader. You can either look through your scope, or your spyglass should I say, or wait for them to howl like they just have. And as you can see, this one's a pack leader here. It's got the orangey yellow glow around it. The rest will have just a regular yellow glow around them, and that is the buff that we'll come to later. I'll tell you all about that in a while. Now, we've picked up the pack leader and we're just going to get him to the taming pen. As you can see, it's tearing chunks out of the Argentavis there. Now, I've got enough stamina there that if my health was going down too high, I could, or too fast should I say, I could just fly upwards and force feed the Argentavis to regen its health just like this. I don't actually need to do it, so I'm not going to force feed it, but I'm just showing you what you can do there. So we'll get it into the pen. Now, you could have this pen just 2 foundations, but it can be a little bit awkward to get it right in there, so that's why I've done it 4. And as I said earlier, we've just got the wolf to eat that corpse there, and its health has regened, so we've got 100% health wolf to get tranked out. Now, as I said earlier as well, you can use trank arrows, but there is a small chance of death there, so I'm going to be using the trank darts with the long neck rifle. There is a headshot multiplier. Again, if you're using arrows, I really wouldn't be going for the headshots because you're going to be doing more damage as well as giving it more narcotic. With the trank arrows, feel free to hit it anywhere you want. The headshots will obviously get it done a bit quicker and save you some trank darts. Now, with the wolves, once they're in the trap, they tend to behave a bit differently. Sometimes they will just try and escape the trap, and you can actually stand inside shooting the trank darts into it, and it won't do anything because it's just trying to get out of the trap. Usually I've found that's the case if you've left it in there a while before you start tranking it out. That way you don't use as many trank darts, because as you'll see sometimes, even though my crosshairs is right on the wolf, the actual dart hits the side of the trap and is wasted. Other times they will attack you, as this one just has done. Now we're wearing the fur armour because we wanted to stay warm in the snowy biome, but obviously the fur armour isn't as strong as, say, the flak armour, and get 2 or 3 hits in from the wolf and it's going to rip your armour apart. So just be a little bit aware of that. I don't think this guy's going to take too many more arrows before it gets tranked out. It's not running yet. Oh, yeah, okay, I think that is the sign its torpor is up and it's trying to get away. And there we go. As I just said earlier, the crosshairs were actually on the wolf there and I hit the side of the trap. So maybe you could bowler it and step into the trap as well. That's one way of doing it. Obviously make sure the bowler does hit it. It might hit the side of the trap. So anyway, there we go. Tranked out. Brilliant. So we'll just pop some kibble in there. No, we won't. I haven't brought any kibble. Right, okay. I'm going to have to jump on the Argent and go and get some kibble. So I'll get back to you in just a moment. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so I'll pop the kibble in there and we'll see what happens. It should take a few bites straight away because I've left it quite some time between him going unconscious and me putting the kibble in. And yes, the taming bar's gone up to 75%. And yeah, he's taken 3 kibble straight away. I put 10 in there. It's got 7 left. So we'll have a quick look at the stats. So it's got 1,800, just over that, health, which is pretty good. Stamina at 546. The weight of 238. And a decent melee damage as well of 180. So I'm quite happy with all those stats. It will get an extra 55 levels on taming, so we're hoping those stats go into, the extra levels go into some of those stats that I've just mentioned. So a quick list up on screen there saying the most effective to the least effective meats. Just remember, the lower down the list you go, the more narcotic you're going to have to use and the less levels it will get on taming. Okay, so I'm going to jump forward to when this guy is tamed, and I will see you then. Here he is then tamed out at level 167 as expected. Quick look at the stats. So we've got 2,500 in the health, 700 in the stamina, the weight 261 and 330 on the melee damage, so that's great. So we've got a Sabertooth trying to attack the Argentavis. That's never going to end well for the Sabertooth. So we need to get the Direwolf out of the trap. I keep the trap here as a permanent fixture because I like to tame quite a few wolves. I like a pack of them. We'll come to that in just a moment. Now, the wolves don't use a saddle. There's good and bad about that. The good, obviously, you don't need to use any resources to make a saddle. You can just jump on the wolf straight away, and you don't need to use any engram points to learn the saddle. The bad is that the saddles are obviously a bit of armour for the wolf, where, well, for a creature where the wolf doesn't have that. Now, this white cross you just saw on that corpse there, that indicates a dead body. On the other creatures, if you see a yellow cross, that means it's slightly injured. If you see an orange cross there, it is moderately injured. And if you see a red cross, it means it's severely injured. And that's just the wolves' ability. As in real life, they can hunt down any injured animals. Okay, so we're just coming to my pack of direwolves here. As you can see, you might have just noticed they all had a 3 above their names there. This one's got a 4. That means it's become part of the pack. And there's 5 in total. These guys will change to a 4 in just a moment. If there's 5 in a pack, as there is with this pack, it will say there's 4 extra. Apart from the pack leader, it will just say pack leader on there. And yes, they've all turned to a number 4 above them. Now they get a melee boost, a melee damage boost for each extra wolf in the pack. If there's only 2 wolves in the pack, then they get a 5% melee boost, and it goes up by 5% each time. So up to 4 extra wolves, you will get 20% melee damage boost. Also, they have a pack boost. I know that one sounds like a pack boost, but this one, if the wolf, the pack leader it's got to be, does a howl, then they all get a 50% on top of the melee boost they've already got. They get an extra 50% melee damage and a 25% reduction in any damage they take. So yeah, the wolves are really good with the boosts. And the obvious one as well, if they are mates boosted, as they probably will be if you've got a pack of 5, they get an extra 33%. So yeah, you can more than double the melee damage that these guys can do just by having a pack of them. And as you can see there, they just destroy anything. Now, leveling these guys up, just a pack animal, I level up the melee damage and the health. But with the pack leader, the one you're going to be riding, because you can then say when they do the pack boost, the howl, you can, well, I level up the weight and the stamina as well. Okay, it's going to get a bit warm for me down here because I'm wearing fur armor, so I'm going to go back up towards the mountain and we'll see what else these guys can do. We are just going to test the wolves out at their climbing skills, see if they can get to the top of this mountain here. Don't actually think they'll get all the way to the top, but they are reasonable climbers, so let's just see. They won't be able to do any near vertical rock faces, I don't think. So one other thing that the direwolves can do, it's the same as when they are sniffing out the injured creatures. They can sense unopened XP crates, and that's what we're looking for right now. I'm pretty sure there's one at the top of this mountain that I haven't opened yet, so every now and again we just sniff around, and there we go. It's the blue icon there that you can see in the center of the screen, and that's indicating that there is an unopened XP crate right at the top there. Okay, so one not great thing about the wolves, in fact you can see them there now, that one's just flown all the way down the mountain, and it's going to have taken some fall damage there. And yeah, and there goes another one. So you've got to be real careful when taking them down a mountain. They're not the best climbers, they're okay at getting up, but coming down they're not too great. So just be careful of that. And it's quite easy to get your pack split up because they have fallen here, there and everywhere and gotten themselves stuck behind some rocks. If you're dismounted, the pack leader can initiate the pack boost on its own. Once the pack boost has started, it lasts for 90 seconds, indicated by the icon in the top right hand corner. Once that countdown timer hits 0, it will change to a different countdown timer, and you cannot reinitiate the pack boost until that timer has finished. The Uranus roll doesn't seem to have the same effect on the direwolf once it's done its pack boost. So let's just find out. We've got a Uranus here, and we've destroyed it a little too quickly. It didn't even have time to roar. Never mind. There's another one here. So, and that's roared at us. Now my wolf seemed to jump back a little bit, but there's no sign of panic at all, and we've destroyed the Uranus. We'll give it one more try. We'll do the pack boost, let the Uranus roar at us, attack it, and there's no sign of panic at all on my wolf. But the other wolves, yes, okay, they've got the purple effect around them showing that they panicked, but they seem to be fighting the Carnos, and they've stayed roughly in the area and everything seems to be okay. One more test of the strength of the Direwolf pack. We've got a Alpha Carno there, level 40. Okay, it's a skeletal Carno because we are still in the Fear Evolved Halloween event, but basically it's an Alpha Carno. So let's just take the pack boost and see what we can do against it. Yeah, I think we're going to do okay. We're doing far more damage than the Carno is. Obviously it's going to have a lot of health because it's an alpha, but you can see as the cross has gone from yellow to orange, it's now gone to red. It's nearly dead already, and we've destroyed it in seconds. Most creatures have a downside to them, and the direwolves, as we can see here, is their swimming ability. They are really slow at swimming, and if there were any piranhas or maybe a sarco in this water, we'd be in quite a lot of trouble by now. Final thoughts on the direwolf. These guys can be quite an awkward tame, down to the fact that they live in a really harsh environment and that they spawn in packs. If you can separate one and get it into a taming pen, you're going to make your life so much easier. Once tamed, a solo wolf is quite good. It can get across most terrains on the map, and it can fight most other creatures on the map. They can really look after themselves. However, if I was going just for a solo tame, I would probably choose the Thylacoleo over the wolf, down to the fact that the Thylacoleo can climb much better. Saying that, as a pack, these guys are more or less unstoppable. They can take on most creatures and they can rip them apart. They have got downsides, and that would be the pack members can get stuck behind rocks or anything else on the map, and you can lose them and you keep having to go back to try and find them. When trying to get down a mountain, as we've seen, they can literally throw themselves off the mountain and take quite a lot of fall damage there, and as we've just seen, their swimming abilities aren't really up to much. Saying that, their pros far outweigh their cons. These guys are really good. The ones we've been using today have all just been tamed. None of them have been bred or imprinted or anything like that. Just imagine what you could do if you had a full pack of imprinted wolves. If you've learnt anything from this video, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more of our videos like the one showing on screen right now. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.